During a somber memorial in a Beverly Hills park Friday night, Albert Donnay beamed through tears as friends, fellow musicians and coworkers remembered his 31-year-old son, Gabriel, Gabe, Donnay. Gabe was whip-smart, incredibly talented and deeply compassionate, they said, including toward those with mental health issues, which he struggled with himself. He was exactly the type of person that LA needs, said Bo Jacobson, a close friend. He loved Elle so much and he loved so many people, said his girlfriend, Liza Herzog. The memorial was several nights after Donnay's tragic killing in his own backyard in nearby Beverly Grove, where he was stabbed by an intruder who police said was living out of his car and who neighbors had reported hopping fences before the attack. Now, with the help of a loudspeaker balanced atop a park grill, Albert Donnay begged those gathered around him to use his son's memory to force change. Gabe would challenge us to find some way to move the world ahead from this, Albert Donnay said. We are not the first or the last to lose our child to senseless violence, but it won't stop unless we figure out a way to do it. On Saturday night, another crowd, some of Gabe's friends again, but also dozens of neighbors, gathered in front of the home where the attack occurred, in the 6600 block of Maryland Drive. They lighted candles and placed flowers near the front gate, then listened as Craig Brill, 54, who has lived in the neighborhood since 1996 and had interacted with the suspect before the attack, spoke up about the neighborhood's fears and frustrations. Brill said homeless encampments had grown out of control in the area during the pandemic, with people suffering from mental illness living in squalor and regularly burglarizing nearby properties. This new status quo, he said, was inhumane to the homeless people and unfair to the neighbors, and now, in the eyes of many neighbors, had led to a young man's killing. It's a tragedy that we lost Gabriel, and it's also a tragedy that a man with mental illness was allowed to roam our streets as a danger to himself and to the community, Brill said. I hope as we all gather and we get to know each other better as neighbors, we can come together and try to organize and get our city to do something. What's happening, around the city, is we've become one massive skid row. Others in the crowd nodded. Danae Weinberg, 68, held a sign that read, "My neighbor should not have died. I want my neighborhood back." She later placed the sign on the front gate of City Councilman Paul Koretz's nearby home as Brill screamed for Koretz to come out. Koretz did not come out, but in a letter to constituents said he is working, very aggressively, with city agencies to bring homeless residents of the nearby encampment into housing. Some in Beverly Grove said they didn't want to demonize the unhoused people living in their neighborhood or those with mental health issues.